Hi everyone, welcome back to the Marshall Variety channel. We told you we'd be filming straight away and that's exactly what we're going to do. We both got a day off today and we thought we'd play with some
makeup! We both look mental because we just got brows on because as a guess we're doing eyeshadow.
Yeah, we're just doing some fun.
This is the first time for me, guys. What do you think of the brows? I don't know, I'm a little bit... You done a good job, but I'm just really paranoid.
We did it together. She helped me fill in bits of it because doing brows on other people is not easy. I can't do it very well. So the plan today, guys, is my mother has been talking to me a lot lately about how she wants to learn how to do, you know, blending with her eyeshadow and get better at doing eyeshadow properly because I do eyeshadow so much. I'm not a master at eyeshadow, I'm not a makeup artist, and I'm not claiming any of that. But I am pretty good with my blending when I do my best. So I said I'd teach her and we'd do it on camera and show you guys. So you can pick up a thing or two from us and see how things go. This could be an absolute disaster. We could both end up looking disgusting. Who knows? Yeah. It could, whatever happens, happens.
Trial and error.
But we've got two palettes we're going to use and two different blending styles because there are two styles of blending I do depending on how pigmented the eyeshadows are. I'll discuss that in a second. So the first palette we're going to do is...
Which are both new, which we'll discuss
in our whole video.
Which will probably go up before this one. So you'll know what we've used, won't they? Yeah? So it's this one. What's it called, babe?
It's the Juvia's Place Nubian palette.
We treated ourselves to this.
And here
Everyday Gorgeous Neutrals.
Here is what it looks like. We'll insert swatches here. And then on the other eye, we'll be using a very exciting palette, one I've wanted for a long time.
Treated us both
yes,
to.
This is an early Christmas present. This was the Urban Decay Naked Cherry palette. Now, I've never used Urban Decay eyeshadows before, so this is extremely exciting. Spoiler alert, I have used this already.
Yeah, you've used it a few times.
I've used it every day and wore it to work.
I haven't.
I'm not going to give my opinion on it yet. I'll wait till my makeup update video, which I'll be filming tomorrow.
He loves it.
It's absolutely stunning.
Right.
So here's what the inside of the palette looks like. Comes with a double-ended brush. I'll also insert swatches of this. It is absolutely gorgeous. I'll give opinions on it and more in-depth review on it a little bit later, but as you can see I've used this a lot and there's not a ton of kickback, same with the Juvia's Place palette, but even if there was, that doesn't really bother me so much as long as it doesn't go into the other eyeshadows.
Exactly.
So the two different blending styles we'll be doing, and I'll just give a really, really quick outline. So with the Nubian palette, because those pigments are so intense, basically what I tend to do is take a dome brush like this, the Morphe E36, and start really deep in that crease and really define the socket with the darkest colour we're going to use, or no, second to darkest, and then go on the outer edge with the darkest of all, and then blend upwards, going lighter every time. And that's what I tend to prefer doing with extremely pigmented eyeshadows.
I got all these eyeshadow brushes, guys, and can't match hardly any of the ones that he's bloody using.
She can with this one because the Urban Decay palette has a domed brush like this, which is what's very good.
But I'll have to do as many as I can. What's that one? That one?
No, the Urban Decay brush. It's in the palette.
That one?
Yeah.
Right.
This domed one here. So we're going to start there. So grab your Morphe E36s or your Urban Decay domed brushes, or if you've got a domed brush from a different brand, like Real Techniques or whatever, use that. So we're going to go into the Nubian palette and we're going to start with the second
doing
darkest.
This on the left eye, because we're doing one eye of each for today, because I'm learning.
So you're not going to see a lot of this, I don't think, because we're going to be going into our mirrors, but what we'll do is we'll apply it and then we'll come forward and then we'll show you. So we're going to start with the second to darkest colour, which will be this colour by here. And we're going to dip into that.
Which one? This one?
Yeah.
How much do I dip?
Do 4.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Then tap. And then one more dip.
Okay.
For safekeeping. And then we're going to go, so you can pull your eye down if you want.
No,
and we're going to go.
You have to show me. I have to what?
You literally need to go right
above the crease
in there. See like how deep I've gone there?
Fucking hell, take your eye out.
You need to go right in there and define that socket. And
mine's not. My eyes are hooded, but not eyes are hooded as yours.
Exactly, you can get in there way easier than I can.
Where?
Yeah, right there. And really just define across that. Just like this.
Oh my god, it hurts, guys. I'm such a drama queen. Oh, it's like I'm ripping my eye out.
Don't go so hard there.
Oh?
It's not the softest brush ever, this isn't.
No, like a friggin' brick.
Do you see like the definition that gives your eye? Use more. Use a little bit more. Go
This one, isn't it?
Really, really deep. Until you get a nice shadow. To show you all at home, there's the definition that it's giving me. We're not done yet.
We'll definitely go it now.
Yeah, see, you're getting that definition now. You got a nice shadow there. Now we're going to dip in the colour one more time.
Same brush?
Yeah, another one if you want, it's up to you. And we're going to go back in the exact same place, but then we need to go to the outer edge and flick it out. So go to the outer edge and flick it out like this. See that? Just go to the outer edge, flick it out. It doesn't matter if it's messy.
Flicky nonsense.
We're doing eyes first, so it doesn't matter if it's messy. You can wipe it with a wipe if necessary. And we're just going to flick it out. See, watch what I'm doing now. Flick, flick, flick. Like this, guys. Flick, flick, flick.
Oh God, mine don't look like a flick.
That's alright. I've done this loads, so you've got to get used to it.
Oh, is it a flick? I can't tell. My eyes are aged compared to
yeah, that's great. You have got more colour on your eye than I have, though.
Oh.
But your eye space is different to mine.
Yeah, that's it, isn't it?
But you've done a good job. You flicked it out nice.
Right, there's that.
And now what I'm going to show you is, see makeup wipe here. Wrap it around your finger.
Yeah, and do a thing here.
And do a clean. Right, now look at that in comparison.
Yeah.
Looks like you have a wing.
It looks like a flick, yes.
Do you like that shape?
Yeah, it's alright.
And that's where we're going to start. Now we're going to keep blending on top of it. That's all worries me that you've got so much colour on, because I got tons of space left.
I went too high then.
A little bit too high, but that's okay.
Wipe it off with the wipe.
It's still beautiful. No, because you're going to have to reprime and everything.
Where's the beauty blender? Just go over the bit, have little. Not quite as pigmented.
Yeah, there we are, that's fine. That looks good. It looks really, really pretty on you. I like that shape on your eye. You should do that more often. So there's the general shape we're looking for. If you have more deep set eyes like my mother, you'll probably have more pigment on your eyes, because you've got deep set eyes at the end of the day. It's completely different. And then we're going to go into basically now we're going to wipe this off, because we're going to use this again, the same brush. So now we're going to wipe it off in our AstroTurf in a can, as I always call it, because that's basically what it is. And because we're just doing eyeshadow, we're going to do lower lash line as well. Obviously, you wouldn't do lower lash line before foundation and stuff normally. Now we're going to go into the darkest shade in the palette in the corner here. We're not going to take a lot of this because it's pigmented. 2 dips, tap, 1 dip. And then we're just going to go
Look at me, because I can't see where you place it.
Now on the very, very outer edge of your lid, and blend it into like a V, so it goes into your lower lash like that.
Let me watch you do it first.
Yeah. Can you see me do it?
Yeah. Oh, V to underneath as well, so it's joining it.
Because when you connect the top and
the... Or is it down here?
On the actual lid, outer edge of the lid, and then V it down into your lower lash. Yeah, like that. And you're going to have to work on this a little bit. You're going to have to dip in and back out, in and back out, that kind of thing. And this is the kind of bit where we're going to have to wipe a bit off and finagle it just a tad. And a thing to keep in mind, guys, when you do your eyes first, it doesn't matter how messy you are, because at the end of the day you can wipe it off and all that sort of stuff. We'll cover it later anyway. Right, let me see. Right, what I'm going to do is just really pack it on there so it's more pigmented, because we want full pigment.
Have you gone down to there?
Yeah, that's what I was doing too. But see how I built it a bit more there?
Oh yeah, that's what I keep having ball patches, because I keep missing that bit.
Yeah, really pack it in there. What we're doing now is doing it messy, and then we're going to blend it out. So...
Don't look like yours.
But you've got different eyes. It's built really nice here. Now I just wanted to build it right there, on the very edge. And now what I want you to do is take a clean blending brush. So any giant blending brush, preferably something big, really.
Is it in it?
Yeah.
Get it out. Like this one.
Yeah, something like that.
Right.
Where's my brushes gone?
Do this bit and then we'll be there then.
I think Maddie's putting some weight down, Pam.
I'm not surprised.
And now we're just going to dip once into that colour, but then really tap it off. So it's just a really light amount of colour. So this is back in the first shade, guys, that you used. And then we're going to blend over it. So that,
over the dark?
Yeah.
Just the dark area?
No, half the dark, half the normal colour. So it blends into one.
Oh, the dark and the colour.
See what I'm doing here?
Down.
Look at me. See, I'm blending it together.
Yeah.
Do that.
Just on the edge.
Yeah. So that we get a darkened edge, but we also get both colours. Do you know what I mean? Because we want both colours to translate now.
My brow, you saw my brows on, aren't they? Nice. I like
They're nice, don't they? They suit her, I think.
They're used to them.
A nice shaped brow. Here's the kind of thing we're looking for, guys. See, we've got that wing, we've got that sculpture here on the inner corner. We will extend that in a little bit. I'll show you my mother's in a second. Alright guys, we've done the difficult part. Thank you for, sorry for the hiatus. The Nan and Grandad came in to have some tea and have a chat.
And my friend up the road come up, so we've literally been...
Like an hour.
Over an hour, so we just come back. Been out the front looking like this, mine.
So we've mapped out the shape we want. You've done the hard bit. Now it's time to do the really, really easy bit. So I'll show you now. I was just saying to my mother, there are no names for any of these shapes, which is why I'm just going to show you on the camera what shape we're going to be using. Just a blender, because you've got more ice, you've got plenty of ice space. You haven't got to be as small as this, but not massive either. Yeah, like that, tapered. So we're going to take a tapered blender. I've got my Morphe N506. What have you got? BH Cosmetics.
Doesn't say anything else on it.
It says it's number... BH Cosmetics number 6. And we're going to tap into the orangey shade here in the top. So we're going to tap quite a few times. We're going to do about 5 or 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then tap it off. Then another one for good luck. And then what we're going to do, watch me now, right? Is we're going to go sort of into the middle of the wing. And we're just going to blend all the way through.
Above.
And all the way across. 50% on it, 50% above it. So sort of place it like there. And then we're just going to start blending over top of it.
There?
Yeah. And we're just going to start blending over top. And we're not just going to blend this in 10 seconds. This will take a couple of minutes. So get as much shadow.
All the way over? Or?
Yeah, look. Watch me. All the way over. And doing it in circular motions. And just keep dipping into the colour until you get full pigment or just how you want it to look. But what you should notice is, look. You should still have a shadow there from the old colour. Yeah, yours looks great. Now just keep doing that. We're not going to use any more colours on that bit now. We are going to use a light colour on the brow bone, but this palette unfortunately doesn't have one. So. And we're just going to keep blending it until we get to the desired coverage you want. How nice are these to blend though? Mm-hmm. Do you like them? Mm-hmm. Yeah. These shadows are great to blend, guys. They're very pigmented, as you'll see on the swatches. But, and as you can see, I can just keep tapping in and keep blending it until I get it in the archy shape I want it. And I'll just try and show you on camera. We're just going to do circular motions like this until we get the desired coverage and the desired shape that we want. If you mess up this part and you blow it out too much, doesn't matter, wipe it with a makeup wipe because we haven't done base yet. I tend to find doing this after base is the worst because if you mess it up then you're screwed. Looks so pretty. Have a look, see what you think.
Yeah, but I'm blending a bit. I know what it looks like.
Yeah, what do you think? Do you like it?
Yeah, it's alright. I think I need to put a little bit more darker back on because it blended a bit too much.
Yeah, no, you'll do it again later. That's why we do it like this. Because then you'll re-put a bit off.
I finished with that bit. I haven't got the patience to go over it a billion times.
Just in the corner, I got a little bit more as well. Alright, there we are. So now we can do any sequence. We can do anything next, really. But what I like to do is go straight into the lid now.
Right.
So now we're going to need a packer of some kind. I'm going to use a pencil brush because that's the way I like doing mine. I'm going to use the Morphe M431 pencil brush. And my mother will use more densely packed than that. Yeah, there we are. A little bit denser. And she's going to use a Real Techniques detailer brush with a very snazzy pattern. So what we're going to do is, we're going to do what I normally do, which is take the lightest colour, which is this one here, this pink, and put that on the inner third of the lid. And then we're going to take something darker like this one, or that one there, and put that in the middle. So then they sort of...
Which one are you doing?
This one.
The shiny one.
And either this one or this one.
Right, so where's this one going?
This one is going to go in the inner portion. Watch me do it now. So I'm going to take plenty of that. I need to...
You're not knocking that off because it's the colour one.
Never knock these off, really, because you'll lose the whole thing. So we're going just in the very inner portion here. And just putting it there. Only to about a third of the way in. See where I stopped? Only to about a third of the way in, guys, alright? Hope you can see that, but you probably can't expect. And if a little bit goes into your crease, it doesn't matter, we'll blend it away. And with metallics, pack and pack and pack until you get the desired coverage you want. But what's good about these dubious place ones is they're extremely pigmented, so you haven't really got to worry. And don't forget, mother, don't just pack pack and drag, pack and drag, pack and drag.
Like this?
Like this, watch me. Pack, drag,
Watch me,
pack.
am I doing it right?
Oh, it's so pretty. Let's have a look. Oh, lush. Do you like it?
There it is, guys.
So there's the first colour applied to the inner
I don't know if we're
corner.
going close enough for them to see mine.
We might need to pull ourselves in a bit like this. Come close to the camera because your eye isn't on the
I
camera.
can't get very close, that's my head's up.
Here we are, you can see it now. Now we're going to wipe it off in our AstroTurf because we're going to use the same brush to do the second bit. And then we're going to go into a darker colour. So it's up to you what you want to do at this stage. You can either use this one or you can use this one. So either one of the darker ones, I'm probably going to go in with that one there. But this one is more pigmented, so it really depends on which one you fancy.
I've done it now. The rest of the eye then, yeah?
Just the middle.
Just the middle.
Yeah, because the outer corner's already got something in it.
Oh, aye.
Which we're going to reapply in a
I was
second.
going to say, yeah, I can't know much of mine left.
Yeah, we're going to reapply that anyway. Notice how pigmented they are though? How they go straight on. And you know where the line of the old colour finishes?
Yeah.
Apply this colour on top and do this.
Blend it through, yeah.
And just do like this sort of motion
Yeah.
to like blend them together so there's no like harsh line. And don't forget, if it transfers a little bit to your crease, it doesn't matter. It'll probably happen with these kinds of colours. And just keep applying and applying and applying until you're happy. Oh, this is such a gorgeous colour. It's really unique as well. Am I confusing you at all? Are you okay?
Yeah.
Am I explaining it alright?
Stop being cheeky.
No, I want to make sure I'm not being
Oh,
a
we
twat.
got a visitor, guys.
Hello, baby girl. She's like, you shouldn't get eyeshadow on her paw. And if it goes into your lashes like it just did into mine, doesn't matter. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's a little bit more, I think, though.
No, it's loads. I was going to put a bit more of the other one now because I've lost a bit of the other one.
Yeah, you can. I'm not going to, but you can. Because sometimes you can accidentally go over it a bit too much.
There we are.
Actually, I think I will because I lost a bit of the sparkle in the corner. There we are. And now we're going to reapply a little bit
What brush are you using now?
of that mega dark colour. So the same one from the Naked Cherries would be like the domey one.
Go with that Naked Cherry or the Crook for me.
You can use your packer to do this if you want. The packer will do the same thing. It doesn't have to be
We're
this
doing
shade.
this dark again.
Yeah, go into the darkest colour and we're going to reapply it to the outer corner and blend it into the metallic a tiny bit, but not onto it, just the line, the harsh line. And now you can start bringing it to the lower lash line as well, because we're going to do that next. But don't like go too far out from the lower lash line, still stick right to the lash line like this. Stick right to the lower lash line, guys, like this. Excuse me, baby girl, moving the camera. I don't think so. She's trying to direct us, she is, guys. She's like, right, she's just being twats now, let's...
You're ignoring me.
She's like, cut!
There we are.
Yes, now put a bit more of the red back on. See, you've gone over a bit, you've gone over a little bit. It's a reddish colour, that one.
I'll use my finger.
Yeah, use your finger, do it.
There's a lot of
You can get all fingers heavy in these types of things, guys. There we are. Because it was a bit too, it'd gone over a little bit, it had. Yes. Looks so pretty. Now look at me.
blend it a bit now, and I.
What I sometimes do is, you know, in the crease area, you can go back in with the colour there if you want to blend across.
Yeah, but that's what I need. What was that colour? And what brush did I use?
This colour and
Which
this
brush?
one. It was the Real Techniques one. The Urban Decay one. This is what you do now when you want to blend that really harsh
Which one?
line. This one. The colour, you've got to take note of the colours you use. Sometimes you get it confused otherwise. And I end up putting the wrong colour. So what we're doing now, guys, is we're going back in with the colour we used first, the second to darkest colour, and we're going to redefine the socket area, but not take it to the outer corner, just the socket area.
I don't think I could be asked to do this every time, guys. Well, like, wood
It
to white out.
really takes any time at all.
It's taking us long because I don't know what I'm doing, aren't I? Suppose.
You're doing well. You're doing well. Right, we're going to do a lower lash line now.
What brush am I using now?
this one. So a lot of people wouldn't use a brush like this for lower lash because this is a brow brush, but this means you won't blow it out too much and won't go too mental. We're going to use both sides, believe it or not. So what we're going to do...
This is our Eco Tools brush.
This is a nice Eco Tools brush. Eco Tools what though? It doesn't say, does it? Oh, Eco Tools Shade and Define brush. So what we're going to do is we have the deepest colour in the outer corner, so now we're going to take something a bit lighter. And let's do, for fun, a colour we didn't use. So let's use this brown colour here, this light brown in the top. Right there. So let's go into that brown, tap a couple of times, tap it off one more. Go on then, have we done it?
I want to see what you put it first and then I'll do it.
Oh, well, we put the dark colour to about there. Oh wait, hold on, I've got
it?
fallout on it. Let me get rid of the fallout. Up to about, yeah, do the whole thing, because we haven't got a lighter colour to use, so it'll be different with the Naked Cherry, but... And we're just going to graze the lash line with it, guys. You will need to go in and do this a couple of times, but I prefer to build up the lower lash line like this, because otherwise it can look like a black eye very easy and way OTT if you're not careful. Just watch what I'm doing, ma'am. Graze it back and forth, like this, and then sort of blend it into the outer bit as well. So pretty. This is the kind of look I do every day.
I took my eye out then.
It is a bit sharp, you've got to be careful.
Sharp?
It's a brow brush, isn't it? And you know, if you're like not getting the colour payoff you want, you can do this as well. You could tap, 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 tap and stamp the colour on as well if you like.
Oh, it's enough for me. I don't look like that.
And then what we want to do then, to just finish that off, is go in with the lightest colour and just blend over the top.
Of where underneath?
Yeah. So that it just connects to the top.
What are you using now, the other side of that brush?
Uh-huh. Dip into the orangey colour, but try not to go too low and just blend over the top of it to blend it together. So you get a nice rounded eye look. Keep in mind, guys, you'll look like a psychopath when you do your eyeshadow with no other makeup on, but it'll look good once the makeup is actually on. Yeah, make sure you got brows on, because otherwise your eye space will be different. That's my recommendation, is do brows before anything else.
I think you're the one right at the very top, yeah.
What, in the brow bone? We haven't got a colour for brow. Well, actually, we could use that.
Light one, I don't think. What's wrong with that one?
Yeah, why not?
Light, isn't it?
So let's go in with a very tiny, whiny brush like this.
Are you going in with a big fluffy one? What are you using? What? That's mine.
Something tiny, whiny. I stole this off my mother ages ago.
My elbow one.
Real Techniques Pixel Point Eyeliner Brush. Basically, I'll use it and she can use it.
No, I go with my other.
And we're going to go into, I'll show you the colour now.
I think I like it, but never mind.
I'm not sure if this is like shiny enough though, because it's quite gold.
Nice.
So we're going to go into the top left colour here, guys. See it right there? And then we're going to define and do our brow bone. And all the way to the front and then all the way out. But if it's something that's extremely shiny and mega pigmented, I wouldn't go all the way in, I would just do the outer part. But if it's something like this, which is a bit more on the subtle side, as you can see, then do the whole thing, you may as well, because it'll blend it all together then. There you go. Your blend looks great. So this is what we're working with, guys. What do you think? Do you like the look? I'll show my mothers as well. Yes, it looks stunning. I love you in a dramatic eye. So next we're going to do a tiny bit of extra blending work.
Go now.
Well, because we just put that on our brow bones, now we need to blend the line between it and the shadow we did. So just go back in the orange, one dip, literally
what
one.
Brush?
The fluffy blender you used. One dip and just blend over it.
Huge.
No, it was the tapered one. You got to stop putting them back in here. Leave them out there. This one.
Right, what am I doing?
One dip in the orange, just one dip, tap it off, and then just blend the line. So that they actually blend together and it's not a harsh line of gold. And all that's left to do now that everything else is done, is in a corner, which will really put the look together. So I would just use this because it's a shiny colour. Right. And it'll connect to our...
I've done it, that's why I put it in the inner corner.
Oh, you've done your inner corner, have you?
I've already done it.
Oh, cool. But did you do like did you fill the inner corner though? With a small brush? Where's the eyeliner brush gone? This type of brush. Watch what I'm doing now. So this is a good little technique for inner corner, guys. And see the inner corner is shaped sort of in this sort of shape, like a crescent moon. We're just going to fill it in like that so it connects top and bottom together. So it's kind of like this. And if it goes over, it doesn't matter, because it's shining, it's okay. You might need to go in a couple of times, just fill, 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 fill. And there we are.
fill, 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 fill.
You've got a much better lower lash line than me. So much more defined. Jealous. Yes.
I can't see really good in this light now, but...
We need a ring light, we do, guys. Ah, here we are. See, it looks beautiful.
Well, I wouldn't say beautiful.
Look at your lid. You've got such good lids. Jealous.
I got a 48-year-old lid.
Yeah, much better than my lids. So
That's the dubious
that's blending
lids.
way number 1. The next one we'll be using more brushes, but will arguably be a bit easier, probably. So now we're going to go into the Urban Decay Naked Cherry. I'm going to bring it a bit closer, I think. There we are. So we're going to use a lot more colours out of this, and they actually have names, thank God. So now we actually want a giant big blender. So I'm going to use the Morphe M433, which is a great brush for this. No, the other one. You had one that was finished like this. Yeah, and that's a BH. I remember there's going to use a BH number 7, so let's just wipe them off to be absolutely certain.
Mine have been used.
I used mine last night with all the yellows, so... And we're going to go into the colour we're going to use as our transition, and I would say Feels is the best transition in this palette, because it is quite cool toned. So we're going to dip loads into there, about 5 or 6, tap it off, one more dip for good luck. I always do that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to blend it from inner to outer, and we're going to do it in an arch sort of shape, but right at the top, so just below the brow bone. So it's not starting down below, we're starting at the top. So watch me now. See, I'm not taking it down.
Alright.
I'm just staying at the top here. I'm not taking it down at all, because we're going to blend into there later. And we're just going to do circular motions, and then once you're happy with circular motions, then buff it back and forth like windshield wipers, just so you get a perfect blend. And you can take it out as far as you want, wing it out as far as you want, because you can always wipe it off later if necessary. Just leave a tiny gap for your brow bone highlight, where we have a really nice brow bone highlight in this palette actually. And I like the transition to be quite pronounced, because we get a really nice overall wash of colour, so I'm going to keep dipping in and blending, blending, blending. We should have put a fresh coat of primer on, really, because the primer's been on the eye for a while. Oh well. These shadows are great anyway, guys. Like, so you can do it with concealer if you want. You haven't got to have. Oh yeah, we didn't tell you. MAC Painterly Paint Pot as always, because that is an amazing eye primer. Yeah, we're definitely gonna need ring lights, guys. Sorry about the lighting, but
It's getting dark now. We did start earlier, didn't we? But people have been coming back and forth.
Yeah, it was still too dark though, I think, without a ring light. Right. Yes, lovely. Let me have a look. How far did you take it out? Do you want to take it out any further than that, or are you happy? Do you want to wing it out a bit, or...?
No, I
love that wing on your other eye, it looks so good. Alright, so there we are, guys. There's step number 1. And now we're not going to wipe off this brush, we're going to leave it as it is, because we're going to go back in and reblend with it later with the excess product. So now we're going to step down into a blush like this. We'll get the tapered one that you just used, this one. Now we're going to go into a tapered brush, and we're going to use something a little bit more colourful, and we're going to take the colour Juicy, which is brighter, but it is deeper in pigment and deeper in tone. So we're going to keep going deeper and deeper as we go down. So we're going to take that on our blending brush, plenty of that colour, and then tap it off, one more for good luck. And what we're going to do is, similar thing we did last time, go 50% on it and 50% underneath it. So it's going to go a little bit lower, but you're going to see the colour blending into it. Yeah.
So a bit on the crease and a bit above, really, then?
Yeah, exactly. See? You get the colour a bit on it. Oh, yes, you're doing it perfect. Well done.
10 out of 10.
Yeah, you're doing so good. To be honest with you, I like both ways of blending, but I think for shadows that blend as well as these do, this is probably the best way to do it. But the other way is quick. So this takes longer because you have to blend more. But you get such a beautiful gradient of colour if you do it this way, because everything looks... This is the best way to do a sunset eye as well, guys. Start with tons and tons of yellow in that transition shade, and then do the orange, then do the red. And we're going to keep going back in with this until we get the wash of colour we want.
I got mine.
As long as you're happy. I put a lot of transition shade on, so I wanted to...
Yeah, but you got much younger eyes than me, which look much nicer with the colour.
Mine are textured as hell.
Lines in mine, yeah, I'm
so
old.
Pretty. That looks so good. No, you're not. It looks so good. Tell her with me, guys. Tell her she's bloody young. I just don't understand. She checks the flame age and everything, like, oh, I'm too young to do this, I'm too old to do this. It's like, no, you're not. You're never too old to do anything. See, I got a nice gradient of colour there though, it goes from light to dark. So then what we're going to do then is go back into the original brush we used with the transition shade and just use the very excess product to blend the edges, but don't circle like this. No, not that one. Oh yeah, it is that one. And just do this. Just back and forth. Really, really light. Really, really light blending. And because we're here, we may as well do the brow bone now because we actually have a lightly bone colour in this palette. This is shade Hotspot to do our brow bone with. So let's use this little tiny eyeliner brush. We're both going to use this. So this you can actually tap off because it's a matte. And we're just going to do the brow bone. And what this will do as well, using a white shadow, fades it a little bit. So you get a really, really subtle blend on top. See what it does to the top? I'll show them on camera now. We're just going to fill it in. In fact, probably don't tap it off because you won't get the white cast then. It's just going back and forth, blend, 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 basically. But it doesn't take long. So look. Well, I think I prefer this blending style on you than the other one. Like, the wing looks stunning on the other side, but I like this blend on you, it looks beautiful. I mean, you're beautiful anyway.
Fallout on that white then, look.
Yeah.
So I didn't tap it off.
That's what happens usually. You gotta be careful. I don't like to tap off the white brow bone shade because really I blend it back in.
Powdery, that one, isn't it?
That one is a powdery shade. But if you are worried about fallout with the Urban Decay palette, besides that particular colour there, Hotspot, yeah, they are actually really nice. There's not a lot of kickback with Juvia's Place either.
Tell me when I had the thing with.
I think it's the brush as well. Well, let's see. Let's dip in it with a blending brush and see if it does the same thing. No. It's the way that brush is. It's because it's a liner brush.
Pointy, yeah.
Yeah, because it's a pointy brush, so it disturbs the palette. So now we're going to go in a shade deeper. So now we're going to go into shade Bing. And this is one of my favourite colours in the palette because it blends beautiful. And we're going to go in with a slightly fatter blender brush this time. Grab the smallest blender you got. Yeah, you could use that, I suppose.
That cripples me though.
But that hurts you. This is an actual blender. Nah, a completely different shape. It's got to be that circular shape. You can use this one if you like and just do it after me. Yeah, that one. Not the same shape, but they are like flat blenders. So what we're going to do with this, guys, is we're going to take...
I've got Real Techniques. This is called an Instapop crease brush.
And I've got Spectrum A12. And we're going to go into Bing and we're going to really load up the brush with that colour. Make sure there's plenty of it. And then, oh yeah, absolutely. It'll look horrific if you don't. One more tap for good luck. And then...
Oh, look, they are quite powdery, I think.
You get kickback in the pan, but not all over the palette, thank God. Can you imagine? Right, and now, we're not going to go really deep in, but we're going to go just slightly above that. It's hard to describe. So no, like, when I was, like, digging it in earlier, just slightly above, so, like, here-ish. And we're going to windshield wiper it across like that. So, here, not quite in the socket, but the difference is we're going to take this all the way to the outer bit. And we're going to circular motion it. So that we still get that beautiful gradient of pink colour. Do you like how they blend? Beautiful, aren't they? As you can see, we're getting a nice gradient of colour. I'll show you all a bit close up in a bit. You can get back in if you like. Let's have a look. Oh, yes, so pretty. I love this colour. I love the way this colour blends. And you can take this all the way into the inner and the outer, as long as you blend it as you go. So we're just windshield wiper motions, getting that nice and blended. By the way, guys, let me know how I'm doing describing these. If you want me to engage more, if you want me to say more, like I'm happy to do proper tutorials, teach you things. It's only my first time, so you're gonna have to bear with on that. Right, we happy? Oh, so pretty. Right, and now we're going to take, I think we'll leave Devilish, we'll leave Privacy for today. We're going to go in the deepest shade we're going to use, which is Devilish right here, and then we're going to do how we started this side, right in that crease, for the furthest bit of definition we're going to do. So we're going to use Mr. Painful brush.
Yeah.
So now we're going to dip into Devilish, load it up on the brush, tap off, one more tap, and then we're going to go right in. And don't do the inner, just from the centre to the outer. And just really, really fan that through. And then, once you're done fanning it through, do what we did with the deepest colour last time. Put it on the outer edge and slightly on the lower lash line. Because this is what we're using to sculpt. See the shadow that gave? Oh yeah, that looks gorgeous. I think these are your colours, ma'am. Do you like it?
You doing the outer V? Am I doing a V?
In a bit, yeah.
Oh, I've just
Once you've sculpted, then do it on your outer lid and your outer V. But don't do it as much as this side though. Just the very outer. Super pretty. Now you can do your V now.
I just did.
But you didn't put much colour on, did you? Load it back up.
Well, you said it's very light.
No, full pigment, just not as much of the lid as the other side.
Oh, right.
Look at the amount of lid I did there. No further than that, really. Only a tiny bit. You will have to dip in again and again when you do this kind of thing, because you need full pigment. And these do wash on, so... I think if you're someone who likes a subtle blend, guys, and you like everyday eyeshadows, these types of Urban Decay palettes are great for you, because they blend beautiful. And they are pigmented, but they don't have to be as pigmented.
I've got a black eye.
If you don't want. So pretty.
Look like Jason give me a dough boy.
Bit too deep for a dough boy, I think. If we use this colour, you would look like it, because this colour is like Black Eye City, this one is. We've got to be really careful. But do this as well, ma'am. See what I'm doing here? Blending it up a bit. Do that. But not down, just up. Yes, lovely. So here's what we're working with so far. There's the definition. We've got a nice gradient of colour that's probably hard to see. And which one's your eye? I think that looks so pretty. I think you just look gorgeous in those colours. It's nice to see you in dramatic eyeshadow because you've never done it before. She'll probably hate it, I expect, because she never does this kind of thing. Now what we're going to do is one more dip into the transition shade.
Which brush is this?
Is this the very first one we ever used? So this one. No, that one.
What am I going into?
Feels. And then one more graze. Just to blend everything together. That's why I only dipped once, because I didn't want much colour payoff, just a bit. See what I'm doing here? Just connecting it on the outer edge to make it wing out a bit. Lovely. And now lower lash line lid and we're done. So this one could end up actually being quicker even though we used more colours. So now we're going to go back into our really, really painful eyebrow brush.
Oh no, again.
But you don't have to do your lower lash line with this if you don't want to, but it will end up being way more blown out. So because we're going to use a colour, I reckon we should use a colour.
I'm going to use a pigment.
I think we'll use Juicy on the lower lash line for a nice pop of peach.
Is this the smudge one? Where is the smudge one?
No, it's this one. You can smudge if you want.
Where did I put it to?
You've got one of these, haven't you, the eyebrow one?
I got it.
We're going to go into Juicy because we want a nice pop of peach on the lower lash line. It'll probably kick back because of the brush we're using. And we're going to graze the lower lash line. And do it all the way up to the inner corner. Well, just before the inner corner, I suppose. At the end of the day as well, guys, practice makes perfect with eyeshadows. It's taken me over a year to get into eyeshadows. Me and my mother will probably have to do this together quite a few times before she gets used to it. Don't expect perfection on the first go and don't let it dishearten you if you end up looking like someone punched you in the face and you've had a breakdown. Like you don't look like someone punched you in the face. Look at me. You're just not used to these kinds of colours. I think you look gorgeous. With a full face, that'll look beautiful. I wish we were doing a full face now, really, so you could put a full face on and do your other eye with that look. Right, now, let's do the inner corner and the lid.
Yeah, I would have said yes.
We could have, yeah, because it's a bit later.
What?
Right, so what should we do in the corner? Should we do this? Because it's, even though it's pink, it's really bright. We want something bright for the inner corner, or should we do actual white?
Yeah.
Should we go white, is it?
Excuse me.
Right, so we're going to put a white mat in the inner corner and just a touch of one of the... This is a good trick, this is, guys. If your palette has a matte white in it and you don't want to reach into another palette, you can use a matte white as an inner corner highlight because matte whites are pigmented usually. Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to go up with something metallic as well, though.
Oh, bang, bang. Turn on.
Yeah, let's do turn on because I was thinking we do bang, bang and ambitious on the lid. This one in the inner and this one in the middle. Or Young Love, perhaps.
That's pretty.
Yeah, Young Love is lovely. Right, so I'm just doing a little dash of bang bang. I'll show you bang bang in a second, guys. But my one criticism with this palette, guys, is the metallics are a bit on the, what's the word?
Sheer?
Sheer side. So you do have to build them up a little bit. No, it's not bad actually. You can see it.
Oh, pretty.
This is a really nice subtle colour. This is really pretty. Right, so do you want to do the same steps?
Well, I'm waiting for the brush.
Wipe it off
What
first.
colour was that?
Wipe it off first. Because we start with the white. You don't have to use much of that.
Yeah, bigger.
That colour is powdery. But is it a good shadow? Absolutely.
What colour then?
And then have we filled the inner corner with that?
Yeah, and then I'm going to put below in mine.
And bam
Bam,
bam.
bam.
Considering the metallics are really soft, they don't fluff much. If you like these kinds of colours, guys, you can't go wrong with this palette. This palette is beautiful. So you've got to build them up a little bit. Nice though.
Yeah, I don't know if they're not popping like that one.
They don't pop like the Juvia's Place ones, but they are nice.
They're not meant for that, I suppose.
Exactly, it is a naked palette in it, so that's what you've got to think of. Right, so next it's time for the lid and then we're done. So let's go into the pencil brush. So use that little baby packer one you used before, remember that one? Right, so let's go with, should we do turn on the inner? And then ambitious?
The inner.
Inner of the lid.
So a quarter.
So we're going to use turn on for the inner third, because it's in 3 really,
Yes.
isn't it? The middle thingy and outward. So we'll do turn on in the inner third. These are really pretty, guys. We have got to build them. There's your warning. This is a lovely rose gold colour, this is. And if you're a little bit worried about the depth of the colours that we've built outside of your eye, put a bit of a pop on the lid. I find these colours better applied when they're stamped on, like this. Because sometimes when you drag these ones, they sort of sheer out. Oh, it does look pretty, you just have to build it. But for the everyday gal who doesn't want her eyelid to look like a beacon, these are beautiful. Right, and then we're going to go into, this is my favourite colour in the palette, I think. My favourite shimmer. Shade Ambitious. This is absolutely gorgeous, this is.
Where's that going? Centre?
In the centre. And then we're going to just put that colour on the outer corner again and we're done. Which blending method do you think was better? Which one do you prefer?
I don't know. I have to do them a couple of times first because they both are still a lot for me, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but which one do you think was easier to accomplish? Like, easier to realise what you were doing?
Well, both of them are just as easy, I think, in that respect.
Yeah.
To be honest. Don't know if I prefer the colours of the other one, I don't know.
They're a completely different colour story, aren't they? The one is really matte, but the one is really neutral, and this is cherry.
I don't know, I like both, to be honest.
Well, good. As long as you like both. You haven't got to prefer one.
No.
As long as you like both. As long as you didn't think you wasted your money.
£65 for 2 naked cherry palette.
Oh, I love the Naked Cherry palette.
You know.
This is one of my favourite palettes of them all, I think. I'll be talking about this in my favourites of the year, the Naked Cherry. And then, all we need to do now to finish off is back in with the scrapey brush. Mine doesn't scrape because I got a Morphe 36, but the one in the palette does, so I wouldn't use the one in the palette if I were you. Go into Devilish. One more time. And just graze that outer edge. You might have to do it a few times because we've got metallic laid down on the lid now. And we're done! So here is the left side of the eye doing the wing out and blend up or dark to light technique with the Juvia's Place palette. And here's the left side done with blend up and blend down from lightest to darkest with the Naked Cherry palette. And here is the looks on my mother as well. Oh, that looks stunning. You have a better lid on the Juvia's side, but better crease on the other side. Don't they look nice? I think you look beautiful, as always.
Got that far.
You do. You look stunning. Look at me. Oh, I love the Naked Cherry on you. I think it's gorgeous. You just gotta get used to it. That's all.
Yeah, exactly.
Stay tuned, guys, because I'm gonna get her to use the Jawbreaker palette at one point, and she's gonna play with Colour Boy, and I'm excited to see what that's gonna look like on her. I can't wait. Alright guys, so we've got a haul to film now, so we'll see you very soon.
We'll be taking the eyes off first because we look mental.
Well no, I think we should just film it like this, I do. I mean, it does look a bit psychopathic, but at least it adds a bit of continuity to the video.
The glasses on won't notice so much, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Well, thank you so much for watching, guys.
Thanks,
we hope you enjoyed
guys.
this video. This is episode 1.
We know it was all over the place, but that's the whole point when you do a live, isn't it? Really is.
This is episode 1 of family blending, or which we call it family blending, or family eyeshadow, family makeup.
No, son showing mother how to blend her makeup.
I'm going to think of a snappy name for this series, guys. If you have any suggestions, let me know. But I'm going to show her other things as well. I'll show her how to do a cut crease. I'll show her how to do, what's the other ones? Halo eye. A halo eye is great. A halo eye is very similar. I'll tell you guys a bit quickly now. It's basically the exact same thing we just did, except when you put the dark colour on your outer edge, you put it on the inner as well. You put it on the inner part of your lid, and then you just put something extremely bright in the centre, so then it's dark and dark and then light, and it's beautiful. I did that yesterday with one of my other palettes.
It's gorgeous with glitters and
yes.
Like
if you guys have the Zodiac palette by BH Cosmetics, their glitters and their golds are absolutely intense. Putting one of them is a beautiful halo eye, so highly recommend it.
I got that, I haven't used it
We
yet.
both have Zodiac palettes, so we'll have to do one where we use both Zodiac palettes, but pit them against each other, do one eye with Zodiac 1, one eye with Zodiac 2. So this series won't just be about teaching, it'll also be about playing with palettes, recommendations, all that good stuff. But let's give a review. So what did you think of the Nubian by Dubious Placed?
Yes, very
What did you
nice.
think of the blend?
Lovely.
What did you think of the pigmentation?
Lovely.
The shimmers?
Very nice.
Better than the Naked Cherry ones, I
Yes.
think. But I think the blend on these is better.
I like how
Actually,
it's like
I'd say it's kind of the same.
No.
The Naked Cherry is beautiful, and I think the blend on this, it's just my preferred colour story, I think is what it is. They both blend stunning, and they're both beautiful eyeshadows, and they're both worth the money. But I think the shimmers in this are a way more sheer than they are in the Nubian. But the whole point of this is to be pigmented as hell, whereas this is a naked palette made for every day.
That's what it's called, yeah.
But I don't dislike them either. Like, I've used shadows in the
like
past
them
that
both for
didn't have a
different reasons,
yeah,
like.
exactly. I've used shadows that didn't have a pop in the past, and I've been like, oh god. But these are still really true to colour. They're just not shiny. Do you know what I mean? Which is fine by me. And also, what we didn't do, and what you could do for an extra pop, is put your finger in this colour here, and then dab it in the centre.
Yeah, I done that with the other one.
To have a little bit of extra pop. But yeah, really hope you guys enjoyed this. It's a little bit all over the place, but let us know if you enjoyed this and you want to see more makeup playing videos. I tried to get her to play with makeup and film with me all the time, but it's hard to get her to do that. But yeah, please like, subscribe, comment down below what else you want to see from us in the future. Are there any products you can recommend? You know, I have no problem buying luxury makeup. If you want to recommend some luxury makeup or some cheap makeup, anything, I'll buy any of it. Just let me know. The palettes, should I try out the other Naked palettes? I really like the look of the new Naked Honey palette. I'm going to show my mother that now. And I still want the Naked Reloaded, because even though some people didn't like it, I've seen some really good reviews of it as well, so I'm probably going to pick that up as well. So yeah, thank you so much, guys. We love you so much. Hope you have a great day wherever you are.
Bye.
Bye.